Jersey, South River TV 35 is proud to present South River High School football. It's the season opener for the 1986 season. The Falcons of Peddie taking on the South River Rams. Well, hi everybody, I'm Craig Scupp along with Mark Gregory, and we're happy to be aboard TV 35 once again. Another year mark of South River High School football. Rams have high hopes this year, coming off a disappointing year. It saw the Rams finish 4-4-1. They started off at 3-0. Rams lost 3 tough games to Holland Park, Metuchen, and New Brunswick. So the Rams open up down here in Hightstown against a prep school, the Peddie Falcons, under John McKay, now in his 3rd year. Big celebration down here in Hightstown, the 100th year of football here at Peddie. They played their first game back in November of 1886. So they have a lot of alumni here. They have a big food tent, big presentation. They're going to dedicate the field to Maurice Schumann, who was the coach here at Peddie from 1942 to 64. So, Mark, the Rams, an unknown opponent in Peddie. Not too much prep schools for South River over the years.
True, and we don't know much about them either, but South River coming off those 3 tough losses, that should get them up for the game no matter what. In the last 30 seconds, 3 games, that's really tough. Could have made their season, the playoffs. So this year they got a new start. They come in, and we got a couple injuries. A tailback, Bird, is out for 3 weeks with a knee injury. And Barkalow, he sprained his knee, and he might see some action. I think Bird might have a back problem.
One thing we got to mention, a new really backfield for South River. A couple of players who was involved in it last year, Tom Chibkowski and Larry Crawford. They're now on the offensive line. You have Vinnie Jackson, who can run a 40 and 4.5. Rich Bird can run the 40 and 4.6. So there's definitely more speed in the Ram backfield. I think it's probably their quickest backfield since maybe Mike Wallace was in the backfield.
True, and that's going to help them this year with Vinny back there. It gives them an added dimension there, a little bit of diversity, and plus they have Ron Sadowski, an excellent receiver, 5 touchdown passes last year, and he missed half the season with an injury. And we got Jim Makowitz back at the quarterback, a junior, so look for him to get the ball out there today. I think they're going to be throwing a lot.
And on defense, look for Mike Dean to anchor the defense from his safety slot. And Mark, you had kind of your 5 to watch for this 86 campaign, so let's take a look at that.
Okay, my 5 to watch today are Ron Sadowski. Look for him to be pulling in a lot of catches. Bill Shuren anchoring the line, 6'3", 260. He's the center. And Mike Dean on defense. He was in controversy for the quarterback position, but coaches elected to go with him for defense, felt he would help the team better. And Todd Check, a solid player. And Garth Smalley, I think he's going to be a big factor. Played well last year.
And this year, we have to talk about the schedule for the 86 campaign. Rams only 3 home games, first 3 on the road. Not to be overly confident, the Rams really should be 2-0, winning this game and at Boston going into a New Brunswick game. They play that a Sunday night in New Brunswick. And New Brunswick opened up with a 22-6 win over St. Peter's. That should be a tough game. And the Rams have talent, but when you're on the road, crazy things happen, and you always feel more comfortable playing at Denny Stadium. So it's a big challenge. Rams had 5 home away games last year. They have 6 away this year, and it's going to be tough for the club.
I think a big game this year is Highland Park at home. Last year we lost that tough one to them. We played a good, solid game last year. I think that the schedule, away games are always tougher, but I think the Rams are going to take each game at a time and not worry about what's going to happen to look ahead. They got to look for Peddie right now and play a good game today before they even go anywhere else.
And Bill Shateri in his 13th year career-wise is 78, 39, and 4. Some new additions to the coaching staff. So Rich Marchese was there last year along with your brother, Bob. Jeff Marchese's on board, Ed Chicky, and Walter Jodick is back helping the freshmen.
Yeah, coaching staff has changed a little bit this year. The varsity coaches are Jeff Marchese, the head coach, of course, Bill Shateri, Bob Gregory, and Ed Chicky. So let's see how they turn the team around maybe or something.
And Rich Marchese is going to be working primarily with the defense this year.
Yes, he's going to be the new defensive coordinator. Of course, Coach Ruiz moving to Monroe.
Rams definitely a young coaching staff. Most of these, Rich Marchese graduated in 79, your brother, and Jeff in 81. So Rams definitely their youngest coaching staff in quite some years. Not say the other guys are old. These guys are still in their 20s.
And true, and they're all South River alumni.
Right now, Peddie's going through some pregame introduction. They're honoring Maurice Schumann and renamed the field here after him at Peddie.
Nice car.
See a lot of them in South River. But it's a very nice facility here in Peddie. A field house, supposedly a hockey rink, a swimming pool. Stands look really nice. A big tent for the alumni. It's the only danger, Mark. I know Peddie was scouted on the road. You're never sure what a team is about. Rams don't know that much about Peddie. We understand they're going to work out of a wishbone offense. And so that's something you really haven't seen. Remember, some years ago in the early 70s, the Rams even experienced with Hugh Walsh at wishbone. Even very few colleges, maybe Alabama and Oklahoma, are still the only ones that like to run the wishbone. So if the quarterback can run it effectively, can really kill a defense, but we'll have to see what kind of offense Peddie has.
That's right. They run the wishbone, and again, if you option teams against the Rams have always had trouble with option teams. Now today the Rams have to tackle that fullback into the line every play, and the end has to take the quarterback, and the linebacker and the defensive back have to come up and take the pitch man. And of course, again, you got to watch for maybe an option pass off that. So
one thing I can say, Mark, about Peddie, the Rams definitely, even though they have some young kids on the team, just the competition they play have to benefit South River. You look at the teams on Peddie's schedule: Wyoming Seminary, Lawrenceville, Hun, Admiral Farragut. Rams, you know, when you play a New Brunswick, a team like Metuchen that gets in state playoffs, and then Peddie just playing primarily prep school, kids you're accustomed. I always thought that hurt Greenbrook. Rams always played better competition, and Greenbrook may have had the better record, but if you don't play a quick team or a big team, you can be 8-0, 9-0 against, you know, pretty weak teams.
That's right. And true, and Peddie has a lot of kids coming from all over the place. East Windsor, New Jersey, all the way down up in Aberdeen and Rumson, Mount Vernon.
A couple of kids from Pennsylvania, Virginia, Ohio. One kid, Wade F. from Scottsdale, Arizona. I hear he commutes, Mark. No wonder he looks tired.
He was looking tired before of it.
They have, like, much like a parochial school, can draw kids from a large area. I'm sure parents who've lived in New Jersey and moved now send their kids to Peddie. Peddie, I mentioned, just 1-6 last year, as we see Maurice Schumann talking to the crowd here at Peddie. So we'll go away for a second. We'll be back with the opening kickoff. Rams and Peddie, the 1986 season opener from Hightstown. Craig Scrub along with Mark Gregory back here at the Peddie School in Hightstown. You see the South River Rams coming onto the field. We're just set for the opening kickoff. And it'll be Maurice Mickey Schumann who'll make the opening toss between the respective captains. So, Mark, we had a long delay, a big pregame ceremony. Mark, you know it's the first game. The monitor's not working. We don't have the picture, but the pair of captains from Peddie, number 20, Steve Padalena, and number 72, Dan Maron. Check that 73, John Von Volakis. They'll be the two captains for the Peddie School Centennial football squad, the Falcons. South River will be number 17, Mike Dean, along with number 21, Art Diem, along with Gart Smalley, number 27. So the toss of the coin by longtime Peddie football coach Maurice Schumann. Had his field name for him today. He was very happy about that, as he mentioned in the pregame show. And one thing you may not see anymore, Mark, coaches like 30, 40 years at a school.
Yeah.
You always hear of guys in their 30th year and their 40th year, but now it's so much transition, and teachers always, are not paid well, looking for more money. God, if you're like, Bill Shateri, 13 years is a long time these days.
It is. We had Denny for a long time, and you're right. The coaches just aren't staying. They're moving around. They're looking for their best, the best opportunity for them.
And he made the toss, but no one is quite sure. They're going to do it again. I doubt that now. Schumann's walking off the field. South River has won the toss, elected to receive. They'll defend the goal to your right. Rams in the home gray without horns.
Yes, no horns. I don't know the story on that, whether they didn't get them or they didn't come in or the kids didn't want to put them on. Maybe it was a team thing. They said, let's go without them. I don't know.
So we're just set for the opening kickoff, and we'll take a break here for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise?
Kicking off for Peddie will be number 34, Keith Bowen, 5'9" junior from Pemberton, New Jersey. Peddie in the navy blue tops with the yellow trim, Rams in the road gray. Vinnie Jackson, number 9, back deep for South River, along with number 47, Tom Eicher, and number 26, Ron Sadowski. Trying to get the 1986 season underway here from the Peddie School in Hightstown. Rams and Falcons over South River TV 35. Vinnie Jackson controls straight up the field. Moves it out to about the 30-yard line. The Rams will start their first offensive series of the 1986 campaign. It'll be Ron Sadowski at wide receiver, Dennis Nowicki at tackle, Larry Crawford at guard, Bill Shern will be the center. And we'll see who starts instead of Paul Barkalow at guard. He was slated to start at the right offensive guard slot. Tom Chipkowski at tackle, Joe May the tight end, Jim Makowitz at quarterback. Rams a lot of shifting. Vinnie Jackson was slated for a start. Go right side to Jeff Dorian. Gets about 8 yards, so Bill Shateri, some changes in the backfield. You mentioned Bird out with a injury.
That's right, and now that was Dorian over the right side. Some good blocking. Looked like he had a few Peddie players fooled there. One guy had him turned around. So we got second and short. That's good passing down here.
Todd Check, the fullback, number 41, with Dorian, the backfield. Mike Weems is the wingback, number 35. Dorian once again has the first down, goes for about 4. Brought down by number 22, Jeff Ruciccio. So first down for South River.
So, Craig, South River's staggering offense in the scrimmages. The first 2 plays looking good here.
Dorian once again off left tackle for a couple. Mike Sargenti, number 23, on the stop. DM guard Smalley and Craig Bailey come on for South River. Check, Sadowski, and Dorian depart. Now check, they send Todd Check back into the lineup. Official timeout on the field.
Too much time.
Rams sending 3 to 4 players in per play, so.
It's going to happen. First game, you know, you get those first game jitters and kids don't know what they're doing. They're a little nervous moving in and out and shuffling people. It's going to happen.
To call a 2nd and 12 for South River. First pass on the afternoon, wide open is May. It's intercepted. Had May wide open, but right into the hands of Steve Padalina, 5'9" junior from Heightstown.
So Jim Makowitz's first South River High School season opening pass is an interception.
So Peddie will start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Set the Ram defense for you in a second. They'll throw on 1st down, looking for Padalina, and he's got, check that, Sargenti to the near sideline.
Just simply a quick out. Ron Sadowski was right there. Just a nice pass, a good completion, 2nd and 5.
At left defensive end, number 70 for South River, Rolando Conde. He's replacing Barkalow. Also on the line of Nowicki, Larry Crawford, Tom Shibkowski at right end. They keep it on the ground this time. Number 44, Ben Gamachian on the carry. So 3rd and a long 4 for the Peddie Falcons. First offensive series of the 1986 campaign. Their quarterback is the junior, number 14, Mike Lunsky. Keep it on the ground. Close to the 1st down as Sargenti carries.
It's kind of a cutback. South River Rams line got crossed up.
1st down for Peddie, keeping their drive alive.
So it was surprising there, Craig. They opened up that first series and went twins right. And South River, I think, was looking for the wishbone, probably a dive play for the first play. They came out, threw a pass, and started their drive.
Number 30, Sal Leal, is wide right. Keep it on the ground off the wishbone. Here's Lunsky lunging for a couple.
I want to say Mike Dean came up nice from the safety position that time, read it perfectly, made the tackle on the line of scrimmage practically.
Call a gain of 1, 2nd and a long 8 for Peddie.
That wishbone's tricky because their quarterback, he sticks it into the fullback. You don't know. You have to tackle him no matter what, if he gets the ball or not.
One of the players Peddie was counting for to perform for them, Bill Carpenter, out due to an injury. No gain on that play. It's now a 3rd and 8. 7:12 remaining, first quarter of play. Ram linebackers Gart Smalley, Ron Sadowski, and Todd Check, the secondary, Art Diem, Mike Dean, and Tom Eicher. Eicher had a good year as a sophomore.
Yes, he's got experience. To say the defense has gotten experience. They have the talent.
Lunsky to throw under pressure. Overthrew the intended receiver. That time looking for Sal Leal. Rams defense holds.
It was open, though. Number 30 did a curl over, right, not over the middle, actually, but just did a little button hook. He was open. A better pass, I think they would have had it. He wasn't to the 1st down marker, though. It was only about a 6-yard curl. So Vinny Jackson going back deep.
So it's Jim Ruccio, the punt. Good pressure by South River. Vinny Jackson is back, controls it. Now tries to cut up the middle of the field. Fumble, see if they rule them down. Peddie ball.
Popped it up, Craig. And he's down.
Vinny that time tried to go into 7 or 8 players and coughed up the ball. First big break for Peddie.
Apparently South River had a punt block on. They sent, Vinny was the only one back deep. And normally you fair catch that. You tell your deep man you have no blockers. So maybe he was told to fair catch it, and he just didn't.
It looked like he fumbled late, just as he was going down. It wasn't when he was initially hit.
No, it wasn't, but his knees were not down.
So Peddie now at the South River 25, second offensive series for their squad. Big early test for the Ram defense. Peddie working out of the wishbone. Ball is loose, and Art Diem has it. So 2 quick turnovers as Sargenti coughed up the ball, and very quickly.
Nobody hit him. I think he just lost it trying to lunge forward. Apparently somebody from South River had his shirt, or he might have broke that one. Really, he saw it was clogged up in the middle. He cut to the outside, and luckily a South River player grabbed his shirt, and the ball, he caught the ball up.
You mentioned opening game jitters in both clubs. Obviously a little tentative here in the early going. Second offensive series for South River. From their own 17-yard line, here's Dorian hit behind the line of scrimmage. Rams working out of the hole here off that fumble. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11.
3 more players coming in. Guard Smalley.
Joe May and Dorian leaving the ball game.
Craig Bailey back in, I think, is the spread to the right. To the left on your screen.
Guard Smalley now in the backfield. He's the tailback. Check the fullback. Mackwitz to throw. Hits Diem. Has a first down and more. Sidesteps a tackler. So Art Diem's first catch of the year. A big one. Rams have the first down and more.
Rams had a flex left. They dragged their 2 receivers across the middle. A little play action in the backfield. Little 5-yard pass turns out into first down.
That's got to get Mackwitz's confidence back.
True. You really can't dwell on that first interception. It's his first pass. You know, young players are going to make that kind of mistake.
So 1st and 10 South River from their own 38-yard line. Here's Dorian straight up the middle, maybe a yard. Met there by John Von Volakis, number 73. Senior out of Mount Vernon, New York. A 2nd and long 8 for South River. 4:10 to play, first quarter, no score, Rams and Falcons. Weems in at wingback. Guard Smalley hit behind the line of scrimmage. Able to lunge forward a little bit.
So the Rams mixing up their tailbacks. You got guard Smalley, Dorian, and I think we're going to see Vinny Jackson, if he's not seriously injured, probably running some tailback.
Rams now faced with a 3rd and 8 passing situation for South River. Rams work out of the eye. Mackwitz's 3rd pass on the afternoon. Has Weems, has the first down inside Peddie territory at about the 42-yard line, driven out of bounds by Jim Ruiccio. Penalty flag on the play.
Motion against South River, preliminary indication. And again, South River dragged the receiver, the wingback, across the flow of traffic, and apparently the linebacker for Peddie they're not picking it up. They're not picking the crossing pattern up. Number 30, Sal Leal, sophomore. Yeah, he was, I think, the closest man to Weems.
A good play executed by South River. Goes by the wayside. Rams down with a 3rd and 13.
Play's always worked in the past because it gets the linebackers moving one way, and then they got to cross over and cut back and against the flow. It's tough to do that.
The 3rd and 13. Here's Mackwitz on the bootleg. Got about 7 yards back. Another penalty flag.
Blocking below the waist against South River. So here, Peddie's got a decision here. Do they let South River punt, or they push him back and they go for a 3rd and long?
South River crowd not happy with the call. So, referee marking the ball off against the Rams. Rams now working from their own 18. I believe it's a 3rd and 28. My addition is correct. The Rams have to get just about to midfield to the 48-yard line of Peddie for first down. That's a 30 yards, so 3rd and 30. Craig Bailey sent to the left along with Jeff Dorian. Check the lone setback for South River. Mackwitz the throw. Looks for Diem, and he has him. But it'll be about 10 yards shy as brought down by Ed McClellan. So there's holes in that Peddie secondary.
There is, and right now Mackwitz threw that ball nicely right. Hit his receiver, Artie Diem, right over the middle. Nice play. Had good protection. South River, that was a 30-yard penalty? What'd you say?
That was about a 20-yard hookup. It's about 32 yards, actually, because it's now 4th and 8, and Bailey will punt for South River. Sargenti is back deep. High boot by Craig. Decides to field, and he's hit there. Good coverage by South River. Mike Weems down on that play. Rams special teams look good on that one.
You want a fair catch those kind of punts if you're back there. I'm telling you, I saw the deep man, Mike
Sargenti
looked down at the Ram coverage. He looked down and he looked up. And I thought he was going to put his hand up. Apparently he didn't.
They send Sal Leal, number 30, wide left. Lunsky pitch right side. Rams right there. Guard Smalley with some help from Shern.
Flag down. And Guard Smalley again, one of my players to look for, coming up hard.
I think Bill Sherman is also over there. Caused the running back to kind of change his plan.
Another one, Bill, another one of my players for the 5 to watch. He's big and strong. Nobody's going to get through him on that line at center to get at Makowitz.
Rams deciding here whether to take the play and make it 2nd down or send Peddie back a bit. Holding penalty sends the ball back to the Peddie 12.
I guess blocking below the waist. Not a holding, blocking below the waist.
So Peddie has to get out to the 35-yard line for a 1st down. Keep it on the ground. South River right there. Crawford along with Rolando Conde, number 70.
And guard Smalley.
So second down and 25. Sargenti going nowhere. Rams defense looks sharp. Keep them back deep in their own territory. Rams had a good chance to block the last punt. Start with some good field position. Rams last drive were at their own 18.
That's right, and this would be the perfect opportunity. But I just hope the punting coach, Bob Gregory, tells his deep man if he's alone back there to fair catch that ball. He had no coverage down. This would be a perfect opportunity to go pump block.
Third and long from their own 6-yard line. Keep it on the ground. So Peddie's going to be forced to punt from their own end zone as the first quarter is history. The score after one here in Hightstown. South River nothing and Peddie nothing. You're watching South River TV 35. Craig Scubb along with Mark Gregory. First play of the second quarter. And Jim Mauricio punting from his own end zone. Rams have Eicher, Sadowski, and Weems back. Trying to locate Vinnie Jackson on the sideline, see how badly injured he was. He's standing up. I think Bill wasn't happy with him coughing up the ball and definitely made a switch here. Rams look like they're going for a better run back this time.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to elect. They feel they can get better field position.
Close to a safety, running from his own end zone, Mauricio stopped at the 8-yard line, so maybe they would have rather given up 2 points there. We'll see if South River offense can get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to say that, Craig. The smart thing to do there was to take the ball and run to the back of the end zone. Just get it and run out the back of the end zone.
Rams with super field position here.
I'll tell you.
Official timeout on the field. Rams have a 1st and 10 at the Peddie 11-yard line. Vinnie Jackson in the backfield, number 9 for South River. Weems is the wingback, Check the fullback. Pitch to Vinnie Jackson, cuts the other side of the field. Peddie defense looked tough there as Sargenti in on the stop.
Coughed the ball up again, although this time it was ruled dead, but still, fumbles. You got to hold that. You can't hold it like a loaf of bread. You got to, when you're going to get hit, you got to cover the ball up.
Loss of a yard, so it's now a 2nd and 11. The 12-yard line.
You can tell Peddie was well scouted for the end around. I mean, they had it covered.
Guard Smalley in at tailback for South River. Where's number 27? Motion that time. So far, Mark, Rams with an excellent opportunity with great field position. Things not clicking.
No, and their defense is playing well, but the offense so far, and even in the scrimmages, that's their 3rd penalty, a total of 30 yards, so
it's now a 2nd and 16. Rams have to get to the Peddie 1-yard line for a 1st down. Ball's back at the 21. Guard Smalley off the left side for about 3. So big play here for South River as Diem, Dorian, and Sadowski come on. 3rd and 13. We're 2 minutes in, second quarter, no score. Rams and Falcon. Sadowski is wide right. Pitch left side to Dorian. Along the sideline, knocked out of bounds. By Jim Ruccio on the tackle. Rams now with a 4th down, ball at the, call it the 8-yard line. 4th and about 7 for South River. Rams are going for it, no field goal try here. Craig Bailey, wide right, number 87. Mackwitz back to throw, looking in the end zone. Touchdown, Joe May, wide open. 8-yard scoring strike. Rams get on the board, 6-0. That's not Jim Mackwitz's first touchdown pass. He had one last year when Lepore threw to him, connected to May for Bishop Arts. The Rams get on the board with 9:48 remaining in the second quarter. George Garcia, junior, number 11, will try the extra point. Dean will hold. Kick is up and wide to the left. So we'll take a break. Rams lead at 6-0. You're watching South River. George Garcia will kick off. And Mark, you know, George had to be a little nervous. He was punting it and place kicks in practice before the game. He was booming them. That time he kind of shanked it.
Yeah, the nervousness could do that to you. And he was both the kickers. The South River punter, Craig Bailey, was booming him in practice. For that matter, so was the Peddie punter.
Mike Sargenti and Steve Padalina are back deep for Peddie. Delay out on the field, some confusion with the officials. There's a delay of game penalty against South River, so Garcia will be kicking from his 35-yard line.
South River fans, a concession stand sponsored by the senior class is
Bill Shateri not happy with that at all.
at halftime for you.
He's trying to get an explanation the far side of the field, so Garcia booming from his own 35. Line drive kick. That's Sargenti up to about his own 37-yard line. Todd checking on that tackle with help from Chris Dincuff. So Mark, another test for the Peddie offense. South River defense look good here in the first half.
They look good in both scrimmages, too. They're executing well. They're reading keys. Mike Dean doing a great job at safety. Another one of my 5 players to watch.
At the Athletic Center.
Misdirection play as Lusky trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Todd checked there along with Larry Crawford.
And I saw a flagrant clip, number 73 for Peddie, John Volvakis. Some names out there. He hit Bill Sharp from the back. The whole South River line, the surge brought them through the line of scrimmage, and he got clipped.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 for Peddie. Keep it on the ground once again. Some running room. Sal Leo driven out of bounds. Just a fullback dive, a whole host of yards.
It happened in the scrimmages. Mike Dean came up, he missed. He came up, he missed the tackle. The line, good blocking for Peddie line, broke the runner, and South River they split South River right up the middle.
Unofficially, 35 yards on that carry for Sal Leo, who's primarily a wide receiver. So Peddie now in Ram territory at the 29-yard line. 8:34 to play, second quarter. Rams lead at 6-0. Leo once again for about 2. Larry Crawford on the stop. Some talk early in the year of Garth Smalley at nose guard, but I think Garth would be much better at linebacker than nose guard.
True, he's small, I think, too. I mean, he's quick, but I think some guys, you know, most linemen are pretty big, and just the weight factor would be against them.
The coaching box. The spectators on the home side, please refrain from walking through the bench area.
So 2nd and 7 for Peddie. Sargenti, the senior, off left side.
Mike Dean in there. Guard Smalley in on the tackle. All the men on defense, your middle linebacker, your safety, you want them in on every tackle.
Ty Check also helping out on that stop. So 3rd and a long 3. Peddie has to get inside the 20-yard line of South River. 7:30 to go, first half of play. As Peddie celebrates their 100th year of high school football. Keep it on the ground, close to the first down.
I think they're...
Rocchio on that carry.
I got the booth and one of the beams coming right down in my face. I can't really see too good. I'm back and forth. Apparently they're gonna go for it. I mean, 4th and you're on your 4th
South River 20. So
yeah, you know.
4th and a half a yard. Peddie going for it. Big test for the Ram defense. That time motion on Peddie, and gonna be a 4th and 5. Those are the little things, Mark, that
right there. Mental mistakes. They broke down. That's gonna hurt a team. They hurt themselves there. Peddie beating themselves, getting down and close here. Can't do that. We talk about mental mistakes year after year, but you have to concentrate 100% the whole game.
I think it hurt Peddie. They were kind of going with a quick count. It was a little too quick and threw everybody off. But now a 4th and a long 5. They have to get inside the 20 of South River.
You notice that on most of those short situations, a lot of teams either go for the long count, try to draw the team, or they go quick and try to get surprise the opponent team.
So Lunsky underneath the center, Matt Augustelli. Back to throw on 4th down over the middle. Nearly intercepted by Mike Dean. Rams defense hold, and South River offense comes on to the field. Good series for South River, with the exception of that one long gain by Leal.
I think South River's got to watch in that drive. They didn't do anything except that one play. They had one big play, the big play. South River's defense has to continually close down. As we saw in the scrimmages, the plays were broken up the middle. Mike Dean, I think another South River player tipped that before it got to Dean, Craig.
Rams 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. There's Dorian off left side, has running room. Close to a first down. Jeff Dorian playing well. Ed McClellan on the stop. See where they spot the ball. That'll really determine the first down. First down, 10 yards on that carry by junior Jeff Dorian. Games like that really sets up your passing game.
Yes, it does. Good blocking up front.
Number 32, Ian Ivanovich has come on at wingback for South River, a sophomore. His first varsity carry for a couple. Big Ed Parter, number 64, in on the stop. 6-foot senior out of Heightstown. Penalty flag against South River, holding. Like Garth Smalley was shaken up a bit on that play, walking off the field. Rams have a new trainer this year, Carlos Salazar, helping Garth off the field.
Craig, I think Craig Bailey that time was caught for a holding. I saw the referee showing him what he did wrong. He was grabbing the jersey, obviously holding.
So now Rams with a first and 20, 5:15 to play, second quarter. Mackwitz rolling out under pressure. They decide to run with it, and it'll get out of bounds. Driven out by Keith Bowen, number 34. Rams now working from their own 27-yard line. Call it a 2nd and 17. One thing I noticed, Mark, they got the crowd really close to the field down there on the Peddie side. Some folks are going to get injured.
True. The referee should tell them to back off.
Mackwitz looking to throw for Weems, overthrew him. Good coverage there by Sargenti. Flag on the play. Sargenti hobbling a bit. See who that's against. It's going against Peddie. Ram players applauding. Weems really had no play at that, and Sargenti really wasn't doing anything wrong. Gets a penalty called against him and ended injured ankle. So rough play from Mike Sargenti on that one. Peddie coach not happy with that. John McKay in his 3rd year.
Timeout called by Peddie.
Peddie wants a timeout. Let's take a break. Rams lead at 6-0. 4:44 to play here in the first half.
Presentation immediately at the end of the first half.
Back here at Peddie School in Heightstown, Schumann Field was dedicated today to the longtime coach at Peddie, Maurice Schumann, from 1942 to 1964. Dorian and Smalley in the backfield. Smalley lines up at fullback. Here's Dorian up the middle. Got a couple on that carry. Dieman and Ivanovich come on for South River. Joe May and Dorian leave the ball game. Called 2nd and a long 6. Possible busted play. Mackwitz going to scramble out of bounds. Something didn't click that time, Mark.
No, it didn't. I think he missed a handoff over the right side, and he just did a smart thing. He just took it, ran out of bounds.
Rams lost a yard. So a 3rd and 7 for South River. Rams lead at 6-0. Season opener. South River and Peddie. Peddie celebrating 100 years of high school football. Passing situation. Here's Mackwitz. Complete to Sadowski. He's got his man beat. Raced down by Ruccino. So Ron Sadowski, another penalty flag. So that play could go for naught.
Illegal man downfield, I believe. Illegal man downfield. I don't know who it was. Sadowski, nice play. Catch the pass. One of my 5 men to watch.
The only positive thing, Rams are clicking with their passing combination. Mackwitz, first pass and interception, but he's looked confident, and Ronnie burned him that time. Kid made a good touchdown-saving tackle there, but all right, you see this in game 1. You don't want to see it in game 7.
That's right, exactly. Game 1, you're going to get these kind of mistakes. Game 7, or game 5, when you know you're going to get into the playoffs or you're not, when it counts, that's when you want to have it. Now, practically no penalties, no stupid mistakes.
They're going to decline the penalty. It'll be a 4th and 12. Craig Bailey
I
in.
believe it's a
Loss of down.
penalty.
So Craig Bailey on to punt. Sargenti, number 3, is 23 back deep. You let the kick roll, takes a South River bound, finally picks it up and knocked out of bounds by Sadowski.
Peddie seniors, a message from Mary Becker. All seniors report behind the athletic center, not in front. The rear of the athletic center immediately after the first game.
So Rams, that flag really hurt. There's a lot of holes in that Peddie secondary. Their linebackers aren't picking up either.
Sadowski came from an outside receiver position, came over the middle, and there was 2 receivers in the same area.
So 1st and 10, Peddie from their own 18-yard line. 3:23 to play, first half. Sal Leal is wide right, as is Sargenti. They'll throw on first down, incomplete. Intended for Leal.
So again, on that pass play, Peddie sent one receiver on an out pattern, the other one curled over the middle. Basic patterns. I think they need a little more diversity if they're going to put the ball in the air. I think that basic pattern's been their only pass play.
2nd and 10 now for the Falcons. They trail 6-0. They'll only score the ball game. Mackwitz to Joe May, 8 yards. The kick fails, 6-0 Rams. Time Sargenti and Ruccino, wide right. Intercepted by Sadowski. Down at about the 1-yard line. You know, Ron can taste the touchdown. He's getting close, but no cigar.
Yeah, true. Quarterback that time, number 14, Mike Lunsky. It looked like he had a screen or something set up because the Rams line either had a good charge. It looked like a screen because the line was coming in, and Sadowski, the outside linebacker, read the play nicely.
Lunsky, not a big kid, Mark, only 5'9", 160. Looks like I'm just one of those you wish you could have back.
Yeah, that too. Maybe he couldn't see what he was throwing at.
Ram look at about the 1-yard line of Peddie. Here's Dorian. Touchdown. Jeff Dorian, his first varsity score with 2:44 remaining first half. Rams now lead at 12-0. But Jeff Dorian has had a good first half, a busy first half. Hard from our vantage point to tell what yard line that was. Unofficially 2 yards. It's a long way away from the press box. Fake play. Dean to Smalley. Did not get over. Was exciting, but didn't work.
Didn't work. It was just one of those lineups where the whole team goes out left and they tried to get a bunch of blockers out there and didn't work. So South River leading 12-0.
The Rams' both extra try attempts fail, but a pair of touchdowns give the Rams a 12-0 lead. Now Peddie's forced to play catch-up, and they run a wishbone offense.
Craig back deep for Peddie, number 23. Mike Sargenti. And I believe it's number 20. Steve Padalina.
George Gracia will kick off, number 11 for South River. Padalina, check that Sargenti control. You have to be happy with the Rams' special team coverage. Whole host of tacklers there. Ivanovich, Dinkoff. Special teams look sharp.
except for that extra point, Craig. It's important. Very important point. South River, both attempts failed. Again, those things in Game 7, you want that routine.
So Peddie will start first and 10, their own 31-yard line. Rams timeout. I think has confusion and players coming onto the field. Thus far, the Ram offense looks, it's really hard to say what kind of team Peddie has. Mark, even the Rams, this being Game 1, but the offense seems a lot more confident than last year, willing to open it up a bit. And plus, Bird's out of the lineup, and he's a quick back. He'll be better.
He's a very good back. He'll be back in 3 weeks. So he'll be back after the New Brunswick game. Game 4, who do they have, Craig?
That's the first home game against Highland Park.
So there you go. A key game in which the Rams, if they're not up for, there's something wrong with them, because getting beat last year by, was it 9-7?
7-5 was a
5. As a tough game. Metuchen too. I mean, you know, you're going to want to rip heads when you go out there.
Yeah, those two games, if any games, not only watching TV 35, but be there, because you might want to be the Highland Park game. There's only few home games to begin with. But that'll be one of the two games, I think, the Rams, we were talking before the broadcast, that they're going to be psyched, or better be psyched for any game. If you don't want to beat Highland Park, and all the troubles even we had with Joe Policastro and Jay Dackman.
In my years, the fight when they picked on our JV team.
Highland Park and South River especially don't like each other. In the Metuchen game, another game last year the Rams had and let it slip away.
That time, Bill Shurin, one of my 5 men to watch, in on the tackle. Dennis Nowicki there, the front line, defensive line of South River. Dennis, a big kid, plagued by some injuries last year. So far, playing good today.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Just a minute 50 to play, first half. See if Peddie puts the ball in the air. They trail 12-0. Off the option, Bowen, vicious hit.
Guard Smalley and Tom Miker came up, and I'll tell you, Guard Smalley is a hitter.
Rams want a timeout. They want force Peddie to punt the ball and get the ball back. South River crowd like that one.
Yes, that's good strategy on the coach's part. You know, in the years past, South River always had a good 2-minute thing. We had a lot of plays thrown in there. Last year, what happened against St. Thomas, now Bishop Bar.
Ram defense playing tough here in the first half. Solid first half. That one run by Leo, you can't stop every play, but the Rams bounced back and held them.
And let's take a note here. South River scores came to capitalize on petty errors, the punt and the interception. Now again, South River had a few nice plays, some drives going, but remember they hurt themselves too with penalties in the same aspect. So each and every game, turnovers, you have to take advantage like today that South River has.
Bowen lost a yard on that carry. 3rd and 9 for Peddie. Minute 31 to play, first half. An obvious passing situation for the Falcons. Lunsky back to throw. Looks deep, has a man open. Through the hands of Art Diem.
And it looked like Art Diem was going back for that pass. He was had his eye on it the whole time. Peddie not fooling anybody on that play. I mean, you know they're going to throw the ball. You just can't lay back too much. You see a lot of teams going to prevent and they get burned. You still have to be aggressive.
So maybe a good thing that Art Diem didn't catch that ball. See what kind of rush the Rams have. Force a bad kick or even maybe get a better run back.
Yeah, you have two options here. Do you go for the pump block or do you go for the run back? Do you go to try to break the run?
Quick kick as Jackson and Weems go back. Vinnie Jackson at the near sideline. A little shake and bake. Really didn't fool anybody with a 7.
I think he's better off just darting and just coming to the opposite side of the field maybe. He's trying to too much to, go straight.
About 2 yards on that run back. So minute 13 to play first half. Rams working from their own 42-yard line.
Look for Ron Sadowski over the middle. I know they'll come back to that play.
Sadowski is wide right. He'll be covered by Jim Ruccino. Mackwitz to throw on first down. He's looking deep for Sadowski. He's got it! Over the shoulder catch. What hands? Ron Sadowski.
The defender for Peddie was shoulder to shoulder. Well, Sadowski had him by a step. I think it was number 22. Jim.
I think it's Ruccino, if our Italian pronunciation correct.
What a beautiful pass. The pass was right where you want it, on the right shoulder. Sadowski just turned, hauled the ball in.
Well, Jim Mackwitz has really looked sharp, I think, in the later stages of the first half. Guard Smalley off the pitch left side, cutting inside for about 5. Rams will have to hurry. Clock down to 29 seconds.
They called time. I don't think Bill wanted. I don't think Coach Terry wanted that. He was yelling at something.
I think the Rams will go for the field goal. Garcia was booming him, has the range in practice. He missed that extra point.
I think they'll probably go with pass. They'll probably go to the end zone right now, every play.
29 seconds to play here in the first half. Rams lead it already. 12-0. All scores coming in the second quarter. And it was just been a beautiful afternoon. Looked like a possible threat of rain for a while, but that's why we say no night football. It's too nice in the day.
That's right. And now, Craig, here you're down this close to the end zone. You know, I listened to watch a Giant game a couple weeks ago. Was it last week? And listening to John Madden announce, and he was saying, you know, you're this close. Go for the end zone.
What happened with the Chargers? They got confused in their timeouts.
I like his philosophy. Just go for the end zone.
The give to Smalley, tries to cut back inside. Now 20 seconds. Rams working a trick play here. Clock down to 15 seconds. And that'll kill everything with the flag. Wait for the word from the field. Goes against South River. Stops the clock with 9 seconds.
Maybe you can get one play here. Maybe you can get 2 if you go. You got to go for the end zone.
Rams working from their own 24-yard line. They have Smalley, Eicher, and Weems wide right. Craig Bailey is wide left. No one in the backfield other than Mackwitz for South River. Throws right to Weems. Looks deep in the end zone for May. It's intercepted by Steve Padalina. Ran out of bounds, and that'll do it. So the score at halftime here from the Peddie School in Hightstown is South River 12, Peddie nothing. We'll be back with third quarter action in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the South River High School Marching Band with Rifle Captain Beth Zuchek, Flag Captain Karen Romakowski, and the South River Drum Majorette, Lynn Hoover. The band is directed by Mr. William H. Trushine, assisted by Mr. Paul Caruso. The band opened its 1986 season with a classic from one of the greatest composers for modern symphonic band, Gustav Holst. The band begins today's halftime performance with Holst's 3 folk tunes. The movie Back to the Future was not only a big box office hit, it also provided a showcase for the musical talent of one of today's most popular groups, Huey Lewis and the News. The fan front is featured to Huey's current hit, The Power of Love. The band continues today's show to the driving rhythms of John Higgins' Triumph. The band concludes today's halftime performance with a ballad made popular by the group Three Dog Night. In the 1970s, they delivered the message of universal brotherhood with their pop hit, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. The South River Band salutes the Rams fans in attendance at today's game with the South River Rams song. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 50-50 time. The winning number for approximately $110.
Rams leading the Falcons 12-0 on 2 scores in the second quarter. 9:48 remaining. Jim Mackwith's first touchdown pass on the year to Joe May, an 8-yard scoring strike. The kick failed. The Rams led it 6-0, and then Jeff Dorian, a 2-yard run. Rams tried that trick play. Dean to Smalley. Smalley stopped at the goal line. So score as we enter the third quarter, 12-0. And Rams will kick off to start the second half. Can't say enough about the Ram defense. Had a solid first half, and Ram offenses looked good as the game progressed and almost had another touchdown as the second quarter ended.
A good strategy on the coaching staff. They called the timeout, stopped the clock, forced Peddie to punt. They got the ball back, and they just couldn't put it in at the end there. But still, over and all, South River capitalized on Peddie's mistake. The punt, the bad punt snap, which I thought the Peddie kicker should have took in the safety, and then again he
operation. This year's football games are being funded by advertising grants from local sponsors. Please support these sponsors who have made this year's football telecast possible. In football, a group of people have to work as a team in order to win. It's that way in business, too. And in this area, one of the winning teams is Lee's Auto Parts. That's because they've teamed up with CarQuest to assure you of quality auto parts. Lee's carries quality names in auto parts, such as AP Exhaust, TRW Engine Parts, Blue Streak Ignition, Monroe Shock Absorbers, and so much more. When you need auto parts, remember the winning team. Lee's Auto Parts on Main Street in South River. In the heart of South River, across from the post office, there's a store called Otto's Liquors, operated by the most courteous and nice people, serving the public over 350 different imported and domestic wines, champagnes, and over 200 imported and domestic beers. The finest cordials from all over the world are also available. And Otto's is also your New Jersey lottery agent. Picket available 13 hours a day.
At Laser Lube, you're never in the dark. We have nothing to hide. We welcome you to watch our certified 10-minute oil change specialists complete 24 maintenance services. See for yourself. Laser Lube uses only high-quality products. Relax with a cup of coffee in our customer lounge, and we're done in a flash. No appointment necessary. Only high-quality products and laser low prices at Laser Lube. Convenient locations throughout.
Out to the South River Club.
Where's it located, John?
That's right, north, south, east, west of the Raritan River. Come on in, enjoy our friendly hospitality and friendly bartenders, and here they are. We got Frank, Brian the Catman, Brian Mike, Tom Allen, Rich Chris, and Hank, Sue on Sunday, and Lenny. Bring 2, give 1 to him, spend the other. On Monday night, we'll have 3 hot dogs for you all, so come on down. That's on Main Street in South River, New Jersey.
How do you get there, John?
By car, you.
And boat.
And boat.
The interception to Sadowski brought it down to the 1 or 2 yard line. And South River capitalized on Peddie's mistakes in the first period. Craig, we haven't been plagued by the old get it down to the 10 and then end up not scoring or kicking a field goal. South River's been putting the ball in the end zone, and that's a good factor to start the season off.
Good positive sign. George Garcia will kick off for South River. Steve Padalina and Mike Sargenti are back deep for the Falcons. George Garcia set the kick off for quarter number 3. Season opener, Rams and Falcons. Short kick, lateral to Padalina. Guard Smalley in on the stop. With some help from Eicher. I think Garcia, as we mentioned in the warm-up, was really taking with confidence. His first ever varsity game, but he gets adjusted. He's got a strong leg. He'll get deeper kickoffs and he'll hit those extra point conversions.
He will. He will. Again, it's just a thing of getting some experience with some pressure.
They send Padalina and Sargenti wide right, keep it on the ground. Ram defense right there, maybe a yard. Sal Leal carry. Started the game as a wide receiver, but he broke that 130-yard run.
South River, Rolando Conde on the stop, along with Bill Sharon. Number 70, a new player in the game, I believe.
Seeing action because Paul Barcalow outdo that injury. They work off the option as Lunsky lunges for a couple. Dean on the stop. Wishbone really hasn't exploded as it's supposed to.
No, it hasn't. And that time I was watching the defensive end, number 70, Rolando Conde, who just made the play before, and he kind of got crossed up and didn't cover the quarterback on that play. And his job duty is to cover the quarterback on the option.
So Peddie now with a 3rd and 7. Padalina is wide left. Passing situation for Peddie. Back to throw through the hands of Sal Leal.
And again, just a curl over the middle. They send the man on an out pattern, not fooling anybody.
So 4th down now for Peddie. The punting units come on. Jim Ruicchio, 5'10" senior from Cherry Hill, will boot it away for the Falcons. Vinnie Jackson, number 9, along with number 47, Tom Eicher, are back deep. Jackson from his own 31 cuts up the middle of the field. Ball is popped loose. And so for the 2nd straight time, Vinnie Jackson has coughed up the ball, and that's one way to get yourself off special team.
That's right. That's the 2nd time, and 3 times he fumbled the ball. One, it was ruled dead. The other one was a little controversial. This one, an obvious fumble. And so the Rams defense again on the field, and they're going to have to hang tough here.
Peddie starts this drive, 1st and 10 at the Rams' 36-yard line. Keep it on the ground.
Smalley making the initial hit with the end, number 70, Rolando Conde.
That was Ben Gamuchian, senior, out of New York City on the carry. Got a yard, 2nd and 9. 9:18 to play, third quarter.
So Peddie not coming up with anything fancy. Diving left, diving right, an option play here and there. Now they break the wishbone, they go slot right.
2nd and 9. Back to throw is Lusky. The ruler complete
It was.
to Sal Leal.
Same play as before, but to the opposite side. They take number 23, Sargenti, comes out, does a 5-yard out, and number 30, Sal Leal, curls over the middle.
They've used a host of different backs. Keith Bowen was injured during the first half, and I saw him getting medical attention with the rescue squad. I do not see him on the sidelines at the present time. He may have left for the hospital. 34, Keith Bowen, 3rd and 2. Keep it on the ground, has the first down as Sargenti carried, and that fumble gives him big momentum.
That time was, Craig, did you pick that up? Unbalanced left, and they had the right side overloaded, and they just went up. Beat the Rams. They got the first down. So the Rams now making their mistakes. Let's see if Peddie can capitalize the other way.
1st and 10 for Peddie at the Ram 20-yard line. Ball is loose, still loose, and Lunsky finally able to pounce on that. Peddie fortunate there. Loss of 2 will be 2nd and 12.
Number 7, Ed McClellan.
Working on his field goals down there.
So we may see Peddie try for 3.
They trail by 12, 12-0. 7:25 remaining, third quarter. Hope you're enjoying the action over TV 35. Season opener, Catalina and Sargenti are wide left. Lusky back to throw over the middle. It's complete.
And that time, they send twins left. The tight end comes out and just slants over the middle. 89, Alan Lozier.
Alan Lozier, his father's the AD here at Peddie. His first catch of the year.
So 3rd and about 5. A big play coming here, and we may see a field goal try if they don't make it.
3rd and a long 5. Leal and Sargenti are split to the left. Lunsky to throw. It's complete to Leal.
He doesn't have the first down. See, they're not. See, now every receiver should know to go past the first down marker and come back to the ball. You got a 3rd and 6. You know, you don't go 4-yard pattern.
So now it's a 4 and a long 2, 4 yards on that catch. Peddie's going for it. They trail 12-0. Some confusion as where they're lining up.
Big test for South River's defense. And the ball's loose.
Doesn't matter who has it because they did not make the first down. The Ram defense whole. So they played a super ball game.
That's right. I don't know. I didn't pick up who came in. And as soon as the quarterback, Lunsky, got the snap, the Rams were all over him, forcing the fumble. Rams take over.
Rams start this drive from their own 12-yard line. Peddie really hasn't threatened other than that Leo run. A couple of fumbles have given them excellent field position. The defense has really been forced to hold them off, and they've done their job. Rams keep it on the ground to Dorian.
And he gets cut down in the backfield. Number 72, Dan Marin.
Loss of about 3 on that. Call it 2nd and 13. Rams have to be cautious here, deep in their own territory. Approaching the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Pitch to check off the right side. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, 3-yard pickup. So Rams now with a 3rd and 10.
Be interesting to see here if they run it out and then punt the ball away, or go upfield for maybe try a long pass to Sadowski.
Actually, where they spotted the ball, call it a 3rd and a long 9.
No, it's ready. Craig Bailey's still ready.
South Africa going to keep it on the ground. Here's Dorian cutting inside, close to the 1st down marker.
Not going to get it. It's going to be short.
It's where they spot the ball. We'll have to see where the officials spot it. Deciding whether it's good enough for a measurement or... Like this decision is like this game. It's taking a long time.
It is. It's been a long afternoon.
Bringing the chains out. From our angle, we really can't tell. Looked to be maybe inches shy.
An inch.
A couple inches shy. Tough call here. You're so deep in your own territory.
You punt it away. You punt it away.
I think the Rams are going for it. Mackwitz is still on the field. Guard Smalley has come on, as has Sadowski. Now Mackwitz is leaving, so Rams will boot it away just inches shy. 3:42 to play, 3rd quarter. South River leads it on touchdowns from Joe May and Jeff Dorian, 12-0. Mike Sargenti is the lone setback for Peddie. They're going with 10 men on the line. Sargenti waiting at midfield. Rams try to draw Peddie offside there. Here's the boot from Bailey. Takes a South River roll inside Peddie territory, out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So the Rams fortunate there, and a good punt from senior Craig Bailey.
He's a very good punter. So the Rams defense back out on the field for the most part of this third period. 3rd quarter, I should say, not period. The Rams defense, as we said, in the scrimmages now, very tough. They're not gonna let teams score on them this year. Teams are gonna score 7, 10 points the most. And the offense just has to produce, put the points on the board. New defensive coach, Jeff Marchese.
One thing we haven't mentioned, Mark, a new GMC rule about sportsmanship. You get thrown out of a game, you have to sit out the next contest.
Really? I didn't know that. That's something you really have to think about now. You got to think before you act, because you don't want your players, your good players, to do something stupid, and then you miss for the next game. And how you prepare, South River, they don't have many kids out for the team.
So Peddie 1st and 10, 35-yard line. And they had to take a timeout. Actually, the official, I think, granted him an official timeout, even though Lunsky couldn't get his chin strap on. Peddie was granted a full timeout. So, Mark, you get the first game opening jitters. Things happen that you don't want to happen. At that time, Lunsky couldn't get his chin strap on, and just
things like that. Now, they lost a timeout there. That's something you really don't want to
take the 5 yards.
Yeah, take the 5 yards. Peddie's going to need the timeouts in the latter part of the game, especially if they score on a drive like here, or they get a big play. Still, South River still doesn't have the game locked up. In any case, not at all right now.
So So we have 3:20 to play, third quarter. The Falcons working from their own 35-yard line.
I was saying before, good coaching on the part of Jeff Marchese with his defense so far, holding a shutout. Rich Marchese.
They send Padalina and Sargenti wide right. Keep it on the ground. The Leo has about 8 yards. Finally wrestled down by Larry Crawford. And Sal Leo has been by far the most effective Falcon running back. Just a sophomore, 5'9" out of Nyack, New York. He's running with confidence. The only Falcon really to generate any kind of positive offense.
And that time, over right tackle, he came up, found the hole, and he showed some power there as Larry Crawford threw him to the ground. But he's going to be a good runner in future years.
Padalina split to the right. Leo once again, shy of the first down, pushed back.
I think he picked it up on his second.
Conde in on the stop. The one thing, though, when you're a wishbone offense, a lot of times you get behind the game. You don't have the passing there, and if you trail in too many games and you're forced to throw, it throws your offense completely out of whack.
True. And again, I'm sorry for that. It was Rich Marchese, the defensive coordinator. Of course, Jeff, his brother, working with the freshman.
First down, that 1st and 10. Option play, ball is loose, picked up by Rucicchio. That time, Lusking, as he pitched, he was hit.
He just threw the ball out there. I think he should have kept the ball that time and just went right into the line. Luckily, a good bounce came right up into the runner's hands. And they get Rutgers the other week, that happened, and when they played Kentucky, and Kentucky runner picked it up and went in the end zone. That could happen.
3 yards on that carry. 2nd and 7. Lunsky looks to throw, looking sideline. It's complete to Sargenti, close to the first down. He has it. You really can't fault the Ram defense. They've been on the field practically the whole third quarter.
But again, that play, it's just an out. The outside linebacker is there, but not right on top of the man. Of course, he's not going to break that play deep. I don't think they have to worry about them breaking that deep up the sideline either, which I think maybe the outside linebacker's worrying about.
Falcons in Ram territory at the South River 43-yard line. They trail 12-0. Leo for about 1, right into Larry Crawford. That's what the nose guard's got to do, just
clog up the middle. And, of course, you got a big defensive line, Bill Sherrin and Dennis Nowicki.
So no gain on that. 2nd and 10, 1:05 remaining, third quarter. Just joined us. Rams lead it 12-0. Quarterback keeper for about 3. Mike Lunsky keeping himself.
We saw that happen against South River. I think it was in the championship game.
In Ellen.
They had a quarterback sneak. I think it went all the way, didn't it?
For like 50 yards.
Maybe they saw something there.
The 3rd and 6 should be the final play of the third quarter. 35 seconds remaining. Padalina and Sargenti are wide left. Lunsky to throw over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Alan Lozier. Rams defense comes up big on that play, stops the clock with 22 seconds. And see if Peddie trailing by 12. Looks like their punting unit has come on, 4th and 6. It's a whole quarter left, but I think maybe they would go for it. Ron Sadowski, Tom Eicher, and Mike Williams are back deep. Sadowski holds on. Cuts up to the middle of the field. Has some running room. Still going. Nice run back by Ron Sadowski.
I think he just won the position back there over Vincent Jackson after Jackson fumbled twice. But again, Sadowski was holding that ball out in the open like a loaf of bread.
Rams won't get this play off. That'll do it for quarter number 3. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter. South River leading the Peddie Falcons 12-0. The Rams starting the fourth quarter just inside their own 30. Dorian fumble, ball is loose, and looks like Peddie has it.
So the Rams offense just still those first game errors, not clicking, not getting the good transition from the quarterback to the back, and the Rams have a mix-up, and Peddie has a chance here.
The Ram offense has not seen much action here in the third quarter. Peddie again, excellent field position. The South River 33-yard line. Dorian could not hold on to that handoff from Makowitz. Once again, Padalina and Sargenti. A wide left. Riccio diving. Good second effort there. Should have been stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Nice run there by Jim Ruciccio. Got about 4 yards on that.
Bill Sharon again in the backfield there. Tripped up Ruciccio on his second effort. And getting some good line play from Bill, and Larry Crawford having a good day.
Ram defense trying to get fired up. Another big test. Peddie threatening due to another Ram turnover. That time Rams right there. Larry Crawford had a solid day at nose guard. Time just slamming back Mike Sargenti. Loss of about a yard. Can't ask them any more of the Ram defense. You know they want a shutout.
That's right. And every year, I think sometimes maybe South River dwells on that a little too much, wanting a shutout. I think they should just go for the win. So every year we come up with, record, phenomenal numbers of shutouts.
3rd and 7. Lunsky back to throw, looking deep. Incomplete. Art Diem on the coverage with Padalina. You know Peddie's going to have to go for it on 4, trailing 12-0.
That was a good pass play. Could have been interference there. But, again, Peddie had a man open, number 20. Padalina had Dean beat. Had him by a step. Our team got turned around.
Looks like Peddie's having some trouble getting the signals from their head coach, John McKay. Big play for Peddie here. 4th and 7. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. A Rams secondary, Diem, Eicher, and Dean. Lunsky off the option. Looking deep. Intercepted by Tom Eicher. Had a host of them last year, and he picks up right where he left off.
Didn't fool him. He read his key. It was an option pass.
Sargenti threw that one.
Sargenti threw it, and not a bad pass. Dean just went up. He became the receiver, and the receiver became the defender that time. They always say that if you're a receiver and you're not going to be able to catch it, make sure the defender can't catch it.
So now the South River offense, a chance to get on the field to get some playing time.
That's right.
Start from their own 5-yard line. Sadowski wide right. 9.5 to play in the ball game. Misdirection play. Weems sidesteps a tackler, has the first down and more, out to about the 24-yard line. 19 yards in that carry by Mike Weems.
Play. Nice call. Crossed everybody up. Misdirection. Weems just breaks out. I think they had the crowd fooled, too. They didn't start cheering until they saw him break it open.
Gives the Ram offense some breathing room. 1st and 10 South River. Spot the ball at about the 20-yard line. Nine-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. There's Dorian met behind the line of scrimmage by Doug Castle, 6'1" sophomore out of Falls Shores, Virginia. So the Rams lost a couple there, about 2.5. Second 12.5 for a Ram first down. 8:30 remaining in the ball game. Rams like a couple first downs here. Keep the clock moving. Guard Smalley up the middle for about 8 yards.
We see Garth now in on a lot of plays on defense and now on offense. He's a tough kid.
Brought down by Gadge Vale. So third call it a long 2 for South River. Under 8 minutes remaining. Rams on top, 12-0. Touchdowns from Joe May and Jeff Dorian. Rams with a 3rd and 2. Smalley, Eicher, and Weems in the Ram backfield. Weems didn't fool anybody that time. Dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. The Ram punting unit forced to come on. Okay, looks like Peddie's going to go for the block. Just Mike Sargent here is back deep, waiting at about his own 35-yard line. Craig Bailey's had a good day punting for South River. The boot from Bailey, high kick. Sargenti from his own 30 tries to cut past Sadowski. He does. Finally wrestled down. Sadowski got back to make the tackle. With help from Jeff Dorian. Penalty flag on the play against South River, it appears. Well, I don't see Peddie coming back and winning this game, but the Rams are kind of prolonging the obvious and giving the Falcons extra chances.
Yeah, again and again.
Now Craig Bailey's going to have to punt deeper in his own territory. I think if you're a Ram fan, you're not so much worried about the field positioning that Peddie's going to get. Their offense hasn't really steamrolled anybody. Is it always a bad snap or a block, and you're punting from like your own 5-yard line?
Right, that's right. Rams have to be careful here. They can't. Everything's got to run smoothly. The snap, the kick, the line has to block because Peddie's going to be looking for the block.
Another try from Craig Bailey. Should hit it from about his own 8-yard line. High snap. Gets it away. Almost blocked. Here's Sargenti at midfield. Nice coverage there from Mike Weems as he goes inside Ram territory to the 45. See, you give him that extra chance, and I came close to getting kicked, blocked, and Bailey got a good boot away.
That's right. And now they have better field position.
That immediately following the game, in front of the athletic center, there will be light refreshments served.
So another opportunity for the Peddie offense from the Ram 45-yard line. Official timeout on the field. They give it on the ground to Leal for about 4.
Here's a reminder to all Peddie seniors.
Bit of surprising call.
Following the game, please report directly to the student center.
Which is 5:35 to play, keeping on the ground.
At the conclusion of the game.
You got to put it in the air, Craig. You're down. Number 20 out here now.
Again, Padalina and Sargenti have been wide left. Lunsky to throw, rolling out. It's complete to Padalina. Dean on the stop. close to the first down. They rule it first down, so 6-yard pass from Lunsky to Padalina. First down for the Peddie Falcons. 5 minutes to play in the ball game. Rams on top, 12-0. Lunsky over the middle. It's complete to Lozier, and there's a flag on the play. Going against Peddie. Legal man downfield.
Loss of down penalty. Legal man downfield. So it'll be 2nd and 15.
I think, well, you got to give credit to Peddie. Why? Rams haven't made that much dent in him. They haven't really got to the quarterback at all, though he's pretty quick.
True. And they're throwing short patterns, 5, 6-yard patterns. Again, the ball, he's releasing the ball very quickly.
Loss of down is now 2nd and 15. Peddie forced to work very quickly. They trail 12-0. Just 4:40 remaining.
Look for the tight end over the middle, or number 20 up deep.
Padalina and Sardinia wide right. They go over the middle through the hands of Alan Lozier.
The tight end over the middle. Just taking the ball and slanting over the middle. Obvious. Their pass patterns have been they've gone through certain patterns. They just either the tight end goes over the middle, they do the out and the curl, or maybe they send their wide out on a fly. Basically nothing tricky, no drags, no crossing patterns. So South River defenders should really kind of be anticipating what's going to happen.
3rd and 15 for the Falcons. Lunsky looking right this time. Intercepted once again by Tom Eicher. Has some running room along the sideline, stripped of the ball. And Peddie has it. So Tom Eicher, his 2nd interception on the year. He's going to have a lot before his career's over.
So it's a first down, change of possession. We had possession of the ball. So Peddie gets a first down.
So first down for Peddie, 3:55 to go. Rams giving the Falcons offense more life. Defense has been on the field a long time. They keep it on the ground to Leo. Not much there. Tom Shipkowski, 5'10 senior, making the tackle for South River. Call it a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Clock moving on the Falcons. Now 3:30 to play. Running play like that's just going to hurt yourself.
That's right. They got to put the ball up in the air. Now, 2nd and long.
Again on the ground to Ruccino for a couple.
Ron Sadowski over there, Bill Sharon. Rolando Conde over there also. So the Ram defense really, really doing well. They're reading their keys well, and they're making the plays.
2:55 to play, 4th quarter, 12-0 South River. 3rd and 6 for Peddie. Lunsky, incomplete. That time through the hands, and he heard footsteps. Mike Dean coming up as Padalina couldn't hold on.
Nice stick by Mike Dean. And that's what you have to do. You got to let the offensive guy know, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be hitting you like this every time. He'll go out next time for that ball, and he'll be looking. He'll be a little more tentative. You got to stick him like that. Mike Dean, again, on my list.
All the guys in your list have excelled today, Mark. So 4th and call it a long 6, 2:39 to play. Peddie trying to stay alive. Lunsky looking for an open receiver. Lozier couldn't control, and you got to give the Ram defense credit. Practically on the field for the whole second half.
Really?
They haven't scored on him yet.
And if we had ABC statisticians. I'd like to know the time of possession here. Of course, we don't have that stat.
Especially in the second half has been a big. I don't even see South River. It doesn't even seem like they had it for 3 minutes.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I taking a guess, I'd say South River had the ball maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops.
So Peddie dejected. They've had numerous opportunities. Bailey is wide right. Pitch left side to Dorian. Rams will keep it on the ground and work that clock.
That's another thing right here now. Do you just run the clock out, or would you, maybe go up top once or twice?
Right now the clock is 2:05, so I think just 2 more running plays and the game's pretty much over. I think you're positing for the Rams, just run the ball, don't fumble.
Don't fumble. Fumbles, turnovers plagued us today. Again, and we capitalize on 2 petty mistakes.
Rams keep it on the ground. Now Eicher stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Peddie takes a timeout, stops the clock, 1:41. I think, Mark, considering the Rams didn't spend much time with the offense in the second half, I figure the most the Rams could probably had is, I think, 19-0. They had to try at the end of the first half. The second half, they just haven't had the ball to generate any kind of offense.
Well, turnovers and penalties. First game mistakes, they're making them. It's not, it's not a surprise.
So Rams with a 3rd and 6, just trying to run out the clock. Here they may pass because they don't want to punt the ball.
No. So they maybe
a little swing pass to either Dorian or look for Sadowski over the middle, get the first down, and just have possession of the ball.
Then again, that play to Weems, that like the wing back comes across against the grain. That went for 19 yards. That was a nice play. Maybe run something like that, or pitch outside to Dorian. He's been picking up 4 or 5 a carry. Oh, you need 6.
Third and 6 for South River. 1:41 remaining. Check the fullback. Smalley, the tailback, looking for Diem. He's got him, and a first down. Art Diem wide open on the far sideline. His 2nd catch on the afternoon. Art's had a good ball game.
So has Jim Makowitz. After that first interception, I'm sure people were talking speculating. He's come back, poised, confidence. He's looking good.
South River crowd on its feet. Ball inside Peddie territory at the 45-yard line. Maybe the Rams will pass here again. Keep it on the ground. Smalley over the middle. Diem held on, complete. They fooled everybody. All right, Diem, his 3rd catch on the afternoon. Now they rule it incomplete. That I couldn't tell you if he was incomplete or not because it's so far away, but the call came about 2 hours later.
No, it looked like he was bobbing the ball, and if he didn't have possession and his foot hit out of bounds, and it's ruled incomplete.
So 1:15, Ram offense is enjoying some time on the field as the defense played most of the second half. 2nd and 10, misdirection play to Weems. Gonna have the first down and more. Still going, brought down at the 20-yard line. 25 yards on the carry.
That's just a slot right. It's the wing back. It's a track play. Beautiful hole. Worked twice.
Unofficially, he's got about like 45 yards rushing, like in 2 carries.
Unofficially.
We're not good with figures up here. It looks like a certain yard line. You can't tell. Even that last call, when the whole teams went down, thought it was good, and they ruled. Mackwitz is going to throw on first down, looking deep for Sadowski, and that time Ron had to turn around.
The ball, a little bit of pressure on Mackwitz, but again, a good call on first down. It was there. It was there. Just the players just didn't execute it. And now it's second and 10, but still, the Rams.
You got to like what you're seeing. The Rams, no fullback dives here. They're going for the touchdown.
And they're looking good, too. As we said earlier in the game, we talked a lot about the offense staggering in the scrimmages. You can't really tell in those games.
Bailey wide right. Rams keep it on the ground to Ivanovich. He gets a couple. 35 seconds to play. And Peddie takes a timeout.
I think that's kind of prolonging
the obvious. Trying to get refreshment stand sales to go, keep people around.
So we were saying before, Craig, in the scrimmages, people were saying, oh, the offense, the talk was, they didn't score in both scrimmages. But again, my brother, I was talking to him, he's coaching, they had no game plan, they were experimenting.
So a 3rd and 8 for South River, just 34 seconds to play. The Rams have up their sleeves, trying different plays, even though the game's pretty much wrapped up.
Maybe we'll see a field goal attempt.
Rams will go for a touchdown. They send Bailey to the left. Weems, Ivanovich, and Czech are right to Weems. Looking in the end zone, has Diem wide open, doesn't see him. It's complete to Ian Ivanovich, down to about the 5. That time, Diem was able to slip away from Ed McClellan. 24 seconds to play, so first varsity reception there for Ian Ivanovich. And Rams are going for it. Have to hurry, just 20 seconds to play. Now,
play.
Whenever you say that, it never happens. I said that before. Jim Mackwitz calling signals. Give to Garth Smalley. Dives to the end zone, touchdown! So Garth Smalley from 5 yards out at the buzzer. At the buzzer. We'll put with 1 second left. And I think the Ram offense deserves that after not seeing much action.
And not seeing much action, too. A nice drive, all right? That was the first drive of the game for the Rams, really.
So George Garcia will try the extra point. Missed one earlier in the game. Dino Hole. The kick is up and no good.
They'll have to work on that.
So Mark, as we wrap up this ball game, the final 18-0. Run down the scoring. Jim Mackwitz to Joe May. 9:48 remaining second quarter. Kick failed. I mean, it's 6-0. And then Jeff Dorian, his first varsity touchdown on a 2-yard run with 2:44 to play. The conversion failed. The Rams led at halftime, 12-0. No scoring at all during the third quarter. And then finally, late in the fourth quarter, the Rams offense got a chance to show what it can do. 6-yard run from Garth Smalley. The kick failed.